The year was 1969. Nice. The era of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Charles Manson, Apollo 11. But most notably the return of United States war veterans from Vietnam. A brutal war was ending. Soldiers gleefully stepped off airports unaware of a country that spat on their existence. What awaited was the guilty conscience of murder, workplace discrimination, and isolation. Who knew that these themes would be perfectly executed in the greatest game of 2019? Welcome to Philosophy with Phi. Some folks are born, made to wave the flag. Ooh, that red, white, and blue. When the band plays Hail to the Chief, they point the cannon at you, Lord. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no senator, son. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. In Katana Zero, you play as Zero, a veteran from the 28-year-long Crom-Egg War. Zero suffers from memory loss and is being used to destroy all links connected to an experimental drug called Chronos. Chronos has the ability to alter time for its user, giving them precognition. And in our quest to exterminate all links to Chronos, we're introduced to several different characters, each revealing different pieces of lore about the city Numeka, key figures from the war, and important insights about ourselves. Our main source of information comes from our routine meetings with our nameless murder contractor/psychiatrist. Each time we visit, we are given a dose of Chronos and a dossier of who to kill next. Throughout the game, we always kill our target, except for one, codenamed Dragon. When prompting our psychiatrist about who Dragon is, oh no. Fuck! It's revealed to us later in the story that Dragon, aka Agent 15, was once a close comrade of ours during the Crom-Egg War, but now doesn't recognize us. I'm pissed because ASCII Soft gave this guy's B button one of the coolest powers in the game. Meanwhile, we get to throw bottles and random trash we find littered on the ground. Like, what the fuck? The allegory of Katana Zero strongly resembles the aftermath of Vietnam, with examples like vets turning to gambling, drugs, psychiatry, and homelessness. And if their life was alright, Agent Orange was always there, giving out cancer like some Munchausen syndrome Santa Claus, stealing time from his victims, just how time slows to a crawl when you're running low on Chronos, running low on time. Which fits perfectly since once Chronos exits the body, you're stuck there for all eternity, slowly dying. Which is exactly what our neighbors deserve for mildly inconveniencing me. They'll need God where they're going. Speaking of God, there's a saying that there are no atheists in a foxhole, that in times of immense stress like under gunfire, people will turn to a higher power. The religious ties reveal themselves after comedy and tragedy Bill Cosby RT. We're transported to a brickwork building with symbolic stained glass windows, and where 3 different windows loop continuously, representing our transformation from our original sin of child murderer to our metaphorical death and the loss of our memories, finalized by our rebirth as a tragic hero. This wasn't our first run-in with tragedy, as you can see him in an earlier part of the game resting in a chair doing his best Michael Jackson impersonation, where he's so committed to the role he actually abducts a child later in the game. This brings us to our next religious symbol, ironically involving a child. You see, the strange girl we encounter in the slums of the 3rd District has 2 toys named Behemoth and Leviathan, one of which is used to locate the other. In the Bible, it is said that when these 2 creatures unite, will be the day when they are fed to God's righteous people. Leviathan was found in our apartment, and St. Thomas Aquinas said that Leviathan is a demon of envy, first to punish pretending to be God. Just how we could care less if the people we're killing are saints or sinners, just so long as we get to do some freelance painting. Later in the story, we're made to choose a mask of life or death by comedy and tragedy. and upon choosing to live, we don the mantle of Executioner, culling every nearby enemy, setting into motion a chain of events that would leave us far away from our apartment complex, similar to my father's journey in acquiring milk. There is one moment of this game where everything comes together in crescendos. Doing several specific dialogue options and disobeying direct orders from our psychiatrist, we piss him off just enough for him to inject himself with a different magic goo, making him do an Akira. Even though the fight is awe-inspiring dimensional spaghetti, none of this is physically happening. The battle takes place inside the mind of Zero, where we can see his guilty conscience personified. The amalgamation is the flesh of the people we've killed thus far using our precognition, aka the Chronos. You can even see the blue residue inside the monster, symbolizing how Chronos runs through our veins. After shish kebabbing our psychiatrist, we snap awake to reality and realize the true value of life, and that we're actually short as fuck. Another interesting point in the game is that Zero exhibits symptoms of PTSD, repeatedly dreaming about the same traumatic event playing over and over again. In the first dream, you can see that his memories of himself are that of a monster. Where we once followed orders blindly, we now question the actions we make, like killing the only waifu in the game, Kissy Face, Sag. Also, please drop DLC for this game. Please. Like my content and want to see more? Like and share the video. It's easy as that. Do it.